Well, Michael, remember those chaotic images of that aircraft taking off from the Bagram Air Base with people hanging off the wings when Biden took everyone out of there? They've got no idea, presumably, who these Afghan people are in their own country.
Tragically, events like shooting a National Guardsman from West Virginia in the head and in the chest and killing her comrade next to her is going to reinforce Trump's message against, as we've seen in the statement, against illegal aliens all around the United States, and will reinforce his determination to deploy guards in Memphis and in Chicago and maybe even, well, they were in Los Angeles. But I see this in the context of him banning the Muslim Brotherhood and acting against
he used the word terrorism today.
Somali rorts. He's got a whole raft of issues, as Kosha said, that were not, I wouldn't say kosher, but they weren't okay before, but now they are, and they're seen by people to have resonance.
Well, it's a big jump to go from being worried about having illegal immigrants in your country and then calling it a terrorist attack.
Right, and I think because this was an Afghan national and the context of how they came here. And that's another thing, too, more broadly. There's this phrase called that the U.S. has been invading the world and then inviting the world. That's sort of this policy that you cause all this upheaval, have a 20-year war that was totally unpopular, nobody wanted it, and then you end up trying to be generous by allowing them to resettle into the country, and then something like this happens. It just makes you re-question.
Michael, the miserable ghost, Malcolm Turnbull, turned up in Canberra today. I love that term for him. Like all ex-Prime Ministers, he has his portrait painted, which is now going to hang in the gallery there. He then couldn't help himself, unloaded on Sky News, unloaded on the Coalition, unloaded on anyone that's not Malcolm. You've been in the room with him. I've been in the room with him. The problem for Malcolm is Malcolm thinks he's the smartest person in any room he goes to.
Well, neither of us were invited to the portrait investiture.
Yeah, thank God.
Such a great shame. But isn't it weird that he was ever the leader of the Liberal Party? He'll be remembered for his incredibly expensive battery in the
Well, no weirder than Mark Latham in charge of your mob.
Yeah, well, it's the same. I put him in the same category. 20 billion battery, which was meant to cost $2 billion, but he did do one good thing, and that is he stopped Beijing's interference in telecommunications in Australia by banning Huawei.
Someone called him today Malcolm of Snowy River, which I think is very interesting.
He wouldn't have liked that,
No,
even the Banjo-Patterson references.
Coach, just before we go, Steve Witkoff in Russia, how's this going to end?
We shall see. There's a 19-point plan and then the 28-point plan and the European plan and the Russian plan. So all these plans are coming in there. It comes down to two things. Security guarantees for Ukraine. What does that look like? I think NATO is a no-go. Is it something else, some sort of Western alliance in some way? And then the other thing is territorial concessions. What, if anything, will be returned? It looks like.
But you can't give away a country, Steve, if you've never been there.
Well,
you should go to Kiev, see what's happening there in Ukraine.
That's true. That's what people have to do because it's an absolute bloody disaster. Michael, Kosha, thank you very much for that.